everyone, this is Captain Genais from Osiris of Ocean New York City. Here I am today to cover the final part of this chapter dedicated to the truth behind the story of Adam and Eve and the mystery of the Garden of Eden. You fools better pay attention to what I have to say. Adam is a symbolism of all men in general, and Eve means all women, but not one in particular, also known as kings and queens of the earth. One night, in the heat of a tropical summer, somewhere in ancient Egypt, Adam and Eve were living a very peaceful and abundant life until that memorable and festive night came in and changed the destiny and the fate of the entire humanity forever. It's been told that the king, or Adam, or man, that night, in the company of his queen, or Eve, or women, after a festive night, well aroused with an excessive consumption of wine and all kinds of alcoholic beverages, that night they decided to get together and have sex while intoxicated. Here's the catch. In the ancient time, the sexual energy was reserved exclusively and directed by transmutation to Elohim in Hebrew, meaning God Goddess, or universal positive and negative energies, also called hermaphrodite. At that time, sex was still sacred and venerated, and mankind was living in harmony on earth or Eden with gods, and this harmony was called paradise. In Genesis in the Bible, it's translated by the fact that they ate the forbidden fruit called apple. I call it sex, or the center of temptation, wherein the highest energy or frequency of the human body resides. Damn it, this just made me think of my iPhone, Apple. We all know for sure Steve Jobs was initiated to the holy mystery, so no surprise at all for his Apple invention. Good or bad invention, it will only depend on the use we make of this technology. This is why our ancestors and parents used to try to keep us away from alcohol and later tobacco when it was discovered. But they never fully explained to us why. Because very few people knew and kept this secret hidden. Alcohol and tobacco should not be banned or restricted, but well explained to us at a young age. So by the time we reach teenage, we don't fall in the same trap by abusing them or avoiding them as we keep doing as of today. Keep these two words in mind: habit and balance. I would like to remind you, dear listeners of this story, in the ancient time, we humans used to live in harmony, meaning paradise of mind, and not disharmony or hell on earth with Mother Nature and Father Laws, or the great architect of the universe. These two gods, God goddess, also called Elohim by the Jews. One is love, the other is wisdom. One is the moon, the other is the sun. One is rigor, and the other is mercy. They were our metaphorical parents. Therefore, they represent a double face or different faces of the same coin. That's also what the word hermaphrodite means. Parents, father and mother in one piece, male and female together, or Adam and Eve in the purity or chastity. Positive energy and negative energy in balance or in harmony. This harmony brings hell and suffering. Humans and gods were living in harmony or paradise before that night of Adam and Eve transgression or temptation or sex time, as they've decided to consume the pleasure, to nourish the lust of the flesh or the lower ego or the bestial side, instead of transforming the sexual energy to its highest level or higher self or higher ego, known as the crown chakra, wherein dwell illumination and sacred knowledge. In fact, Genesis and Apocalypse are both a book of sexual alchemy treaty, written in a parabolic, symbolic, and philosophical fashion to blind and fool any neophytes who did not take the time to be initiated to the sacred mystery. Genesis focused on the whole creation and sex, while Apocalypse or Revelation talked about the importance of our chakras and the distraction that will bring upon us the day we won't be able to keep our sexual energy in harmony. 98% of the world population are poor and unsuccessful today, physically and spiritually, not only because our parents have left us nothing, nor have they mastered their own sexual energy before reproducing us, and this means they didn't reach the sole purpose of why we incarnate on earth in the first place, which is to go through experiences and reach illumination. Yet, we are repeating the same mistake over and over again, and nobody seems to care. From one generation to another, creating a legion of weakness and ignorance in the human race. It's very important to remind you that mankind comes on earth with only 10% of its own substantial energy. 45% of the energy come from the mother, and the other 45% come from the father at birth. That's what human beings are made of. And we can only and truly become ourselves through a rebirth, also called sacred initiation. This is so true because a shark can only reproduce a shark, just like a lion cannot reproduce a cat, and a bird does not make a fish. Life itself has a lot to do with our reproductive organs. This is no joke. It just happened to be hidden from most of us. Think about it for a minute. Well, just like I said in my multiple correspondences addressed to the White House, while exercising my right of self-expression and action, whether it is the former Trump-Pence administration or the current Biden-Harris, in less than one generation, 20 years from now on, the empire that is America, with its 50 kingdoms or states, as a world leader, will face the same fate every empire such as Mayan, Roman, Atlantis, Egyptian, Mesopotamian, which reached their apogee and then faced the decline. Don't take my word for it. It already began. Now hear me out. In my next video, dedicated to the story of my life, I will disclose some evidence of my dealing with the White House to support my claim. We've come to the end of this chapter.